The horseshoe is back.
What is up, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. Derek Larger joining you. My guy, Culture Shock Marcus, here with me today. We're going to be discussing the Colts' unofficial depth chart that they released. But first, a quick word about our sponsor. What's up, football fans? Do you want an advantage on your sports betting this year? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their computer model scans hundreds of thousands of bets every year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, to player prop bets. If you don't want to use their model and use your own research, that's fine. They can help you with your researching needs. There's sharp data to know who the pros are backing, the line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team summaries highlighting previous success and over-unders and spreads, and team lineup, breaking news, and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success on leaderboards and rankings. Head to the App Store or Google Play now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/juice to get started. Enter the discount code JUICE for a 25% off any of their subscription offerings. Find all this information here in the description, and make sure to check out their BetMGM in the description to receive a free year of BetQL. No subscription status is nothing. Also, check out their sportsbook offer pages if you live in an eligible state for free offers upon signing up. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbooks this football season. All right, guys, so we did this yesterday, believe it or not, and then they uploaded their depth chart 2 hours before we were going to release the video, so we have to do it again. So thanks, Colts. We greatly appreciate it, but either way, now we definitely have the first depth chart as it stands. And again, like we said, Marcus, Carson Wentz, Jacob Eason, no problems there. We said that Ellinger was going to be on the IR to start the season, so no surprises there. But I think the big surprise here when you're looking at the running back room, you and I kind of discussed it yesterday, should Hines be ahead of Marlon Mack in the depth chart? Well, it shows in the first depth chart, Nyheim Hines is the second running back. Do you think that's smart, or do you think that they should still have Mack at the number 2 spot?
Now that it's set up, I understand where they're coming from with this situation. It's because you got a bunch of talent on this running back core. And the fact that we're going to be using all of them and splitting the reps anyway, just try to keep Marlon Mack conditioned and try to keep him healthy as well. We're going to use Nyheim Hines a little bit more anyway. And I think he's just more athletic and elusive. I know Marlon Mack's a dog, but, you can plug Nyheim Hines in pretty much everywhere. So to try to keep Marlon Mack, to keep his normal self and to get back in the rhythm, put Hines ahead of him for now. But we know Mack in the middle of the year, if he's still good, he's going to be right back in front of him. For the Jordan Wilkins situation, I think we should just use him at trade bait, send him to Baltimore. That's just my thought.
Yeah, that was I know Cody uploaded that video. I know you were talking about it a bunch of times as well. I know that's been a big talking point. I mean, everybody in Colts Nation's been talking about it hey, the Baltimore Ravens, they're struggling for running backs. We got an extra one to spare, and, we have another one on our practice squad that we could always move up. Do you trade a 3rd, 4th round pick and say, hey, we'll give you a running back who we know can play in this league? So, maybe they'll be calling. I don't know. But I sure know that Indianapolis won't be calling Baltimore for it. But if Baltimore calls, then I'm sure Ballard will hear him out. But all right, let's go to the receivers here. Paris Campbell listed as a starter. Zach Pascal, Michael Pittman listed as starters. Strawn is the 4th wide receiver right now. Now, obviously, this is without T.Y. Hilton for the time being. Strawn listed as the 4th receiver, and Doolin listed as the 5th. So right now, the Colts only have 5 active receivers on the roster at the moment. So we'll see how that works. But any surprises there? I know we talked yesterday about Strawn being that 4th or 5th guy there.
Oh, no. I'm solid with this position right here. Pascal, I feel like he's going to be used a lot this year, especially being as though all the talent we're going to have. So having him in that spot, I think is, it's good enough for the Colts. And, it may change or flex towards the end of the season. But for right now, I'm pretty sure I'm comfortable with this.
Yeah, same here. We got a bunch of guys on the practice squad too. Again, if things were to go sour, I talk about the tight end group: Jack Doyle, Mo Alley Cox, and then Kylan Granson. We kind of anticipated that, so no surprises there. What do you say? I know you talked about this yesterday. What do you say to Colts Nation, who says that Mo Alley Cox should be the number 1 tight end, not the number 2 tight end?
I absolutely agree. Mo Cox should be the number 1 tight end just because we can plug him in and use him a little bit more than Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle is a great run blocker. He can catch the football as well, but for Mo Cox's height and ability to, extend plays and of that nature, I think he should be the number 1 tight end because he's going to be that way in the future anyway. So I think he should be number 1.
Gotcha. All right. And then we go to the offensive line. Nothing crazy here. They finally did update the roster to where they had it as they intended to be. Eric Fisher has now been activated. Marcus Brady was asked about him earlier today, and they said he will practice Wednesday in some form. They're not sure exactly how much or what he's going to be able to do, but even then, that's surprising because I thought they told us that he was going to have his rehab set back quite a bit because of this COVID stuff. But nevertheless, he's still going to be out there practicing. So he's actually the number 1 left tackle on the roster at the moment. They didn't use him on the short-term IR. And Julian Davenport being the backup left tackle there, so they made that official. We knew Reed was going to be the backup left guard to Nelson, Pinter the backup to Kelly, and then Fries is the backup to Glowinski, and they did have Matt Pryor as the second string to Braden Smith at right tackle. Very interesting. I wonder if they'll eventually flip spots at some point, but nevertheless, that's your offensive line. Now, the defensive line, this is where they had the big announcement. Okay, right now, as it sits, Al-Quadin Muhammad is the starting left defensive end for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I understand there are a few reasons for this. I think they also believe that I think they have an issue with Tyquan's injury. I think he's been around, but he hasn't really been available as of late. And Al-Quadin's been one of the guys who has been available. He's been around in the system for a little bit longer than some of the rest of these guys. What's your thoughts on this, man? Because, I mean, that's been the shocker of the depth chart so far.
Yeah, it definitely is. The Colts Nation definitely has been talking about this for about a couple of hours now. Muhammad starting at that position. It's kind of crazy, but I think, Muhammad, he has talent. I mean, he is nice. But when you look at the edge and you look at the situation we went through last year, not being fast enough to come off the edge or to attempt to go get the quarterback. And now when you look at this situation, you see Muhammad, you're like, okay, we understand what they're going through with this. But I kind of would have liked, to see a Pay and Tarek type of duo coming off that edge. I just want them to be quick and athletic and fast enough to go get the quarterback because I don't want the same problem as last year. I want them to be fast enough to go get these guys because we're going up against a lot of mobile quarterbacks. I think that would have been more beneficial for the Colts coming off the edges this year.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, we know Al-Quadin Muhammad. We know he makes a couple of decent plays every game, and he's a smart guy, so you don't have to worry about that. But you're right. I feel like we've seen Al-Quadin Muhammad's ceiling a lot more than the rest of these guys. I know Al-Quadin is the most reserved, experienced guy in this group right now, but when you talk about guys like Kamoko Ture and Ben Banogu, who are much more athletic, they're bigger, they're longer, they're faster, I just think that is something you need to take a chance on to get somebody like that to get going on that other side of the defensive end group. Because again, if that position becomes stagnant, then it makes the rest of the defensive line have to work even harder. So, I'm in agreement here. I don't think that Al-Quadin being the number 1 DE, at least at this moment, is the smartest idea. But then again, that's why I'm not the coach. That's why Reich's there. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, he did sack Lamar Jackson last year. maybe we give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, if he goes out and gets a sack on Russell Wilson week 1, then I'm not going to complain. So
yeah,
I'll deal with that. So linebackers, same as we were talking about the other day. Darius Leonard, weak side linebacker. Bobby Okereke is the Mike, and Zaire Franklin is the Sam. EJ Speed being the weak side linebacker backup. Matthew Adams, the Sam backup. And then Glasgow, the third string on the weak side linebacker. So no backup right now for Mike linebacker. So I know we said it yesterday, but go ahead and tell me again what you think the Colts would do pending the circumstance that Okereke can't play in that spot, in that Mike linebacker spot.
Yeah, so my situation was if Bobby was to go down, of course we still have a bunch of talent, and then we can subplace, we can subplace EJ, we can subplace Matthew or Zaire, but I think Jefferson from the practice squad will probably get promoted and to go into the middle linebacker position and fill the void.
Very interesting observation. You guys let us know what you think of that in the comments. I'm very interested to hear what you think of that one. Because, yeah, I mean, you could throw any of these linebackers in right now. Right. And then the other spot, the other big news, Rock Ya-Sin has won the third corner spot, at least as of right now. Xavier Rhodes, Kenny Moore at the nickel. Safety is Kari, and free safety is Julian. And then the third corner is Rock. And TJ Carey was actually moved to the second string free safety position, which I'm not opposed to that. I actually don't mind TJ Carey being a freelance safety because, I feel like that could be his game. He's good with the coverages, and he is a good tackler when you need him to come up. So I like that option if Julian were to have something go wrong. Bo Pete Keys is the backup for Rhodes. Isaiah Rodgers would be the backup for Rock. And then TJ would even be the backup for Kenny if Kenny were to be a no-go. And then Wilcox would be the third string corner on the outside. Your thoughts on Rock being that third corner, and then we'll talk about the rest of the depth.
Yeah, we kind of knew Rock was going to win this position, even going into the season. It's just because he hasn't even reached the ceiling yet, but we've seen the potential, if you know what I mean here. So we know how good Rock Ya-Sin can be if he just disciplines himself going into the year. And it's going to be a nagging issue for the rest of the year, Colts fans, let's just be honest. We just know the ups and downs Rock Ya-Sin is going to bring. But we all know we should think – I kind of wanted to see Isaiah Rodgers take that spot. And we wanted to see where he was going to go because he never really had his moment except for that Bills game. But I think I think he can be good just as good as Rock going into that position. I think he'll probably beat him if they give him the shot. But I mean, I'm not mad at this position at all for Rock Ya-Sin. I mean, it could change towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very concerning over these next 2 weeks, Rock being the third corner because, the Seahawks have torched defenses that play the way that we do. And on top of that, Rock is your most vulnerable corner. And, with the receivers they have now, I mean, that's very scary. And we know how Matt Stafford and Sean McVay can be when they're facing a zone defense like that. They know how to break apart a zone defense. So, very, very, very cautious here. I'm just not happy with the move, to be honest. I understand why they did it. But then again, I would have preferred to have Rodgers, like you mentioned. I mean, outside of that, we did see that, again, TJ Carey, the primary backup for the free safety spot, George Odom at the strong safety spot. I like that option there. So all things considered, I mean, really no surprises that much on the offensive side here, but the main surprise is the defensive line and the secondary. So that's pretty much it there. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Very interested to hear what your thoughts are. Don't have it all be Rock Ya-Sin and Al-Qadim Muhammad, okay? You can talk about some other things here, but we are certainly interested to hear your thoughts. Shout out again to my guy, Culture Shock. Make sure y'all go check out his channel. Thank you guys so much for the support. And as always, go Colts. Once again, thank you to our sponsor, BetQL, the only app you will need to beat your sports books. Find their information along with a 25% off discount code in the description of this video. Make sure you go check that out. And also check out their special BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL and other sportsbook sign-up offers and bonuses.